Welcome to our explainer on William Blake's beautiful and, let's be honest, pretty mysterious poem, The Book of Thel. We're going to unpack this journey into innocence, experience, and the huge question of what our purpose is.
So right out of the gate, Blake doesn't start with a story. He hits us with these profound questions. It's called Thel's motto. He's basically asking us, can any one perspective, like the eagles up high or the moles down low, ever really get the full picture? Can you even contain something huge like wisdom or love in a physical object? It perfectly sets the stage for a deep dive into life's biggest mysteries.
All right, let's get into it and meet our protagonist, Thel. Now, she's a young shepherdess, and she lives in this place called the Vales of Horror, which is basically paradise. But despite all this beauty, she is just consumed by this deep, existential sadness.
She looks at this perfect world all around her, and all she can see is how temporary it is. This is a question I think we've all wrestled with, right? What is the point of all this beauty if everything is just born to fade away and die? And this is really where we get inside her head. Check out how she sees herself. She's not a solid person. No, she's a collection of these beautiful but totally fleeting things. A rainbow, a reflection in a mirror, a dream. She feels like she has no real substance, no real impact on the world at all. And this question, this is the engine for the entire poem. This is the problem that Thel is desperately trying to solve. Why even be here if it's all so temporary? So, in her despair, where does she turn for answers? Well, not to another person. Instead, she gets advice from the different parts of nature around her, which Blake brings to life. First up is the little lily of the valley, and the lily's answer is all about faith. Its purpose isn't about its short life here on Earth, but about the divine love from a creator and this promise of an eternal life somewhere else. For the lily, its whole purpose is simply to be and to know it's loved. But then the cloud floats in with a completely different take. It doesn't talk about an afterlife. No, the cloud finds its purpose in being part of a cycle. It disappears from the sky, sure, but only to become rain that nourishes the flowers below. It transforms into tenfold life, right here on Earth. So you see the clash here, right? It's a huge contrast. Is your purpose found in just having faith in what comes next, like the lily? Or is it found by actively taking part in the world right now, like the cloud? Is it about being or is it about doing? I mean, that's a pretty fundamental philosophical question. Now, you'd think Thel might be convinced by one of these, right? Nope. She hears these beautiful ideas, but she just can't see how they apply to her. She's stuck on this fear that she's useless, and her only real point is to die and become food for worms. And this is where the cloud does something absolutely brilliant. It hears her biggest fear and completely reframes it. Being food for worms? That's not a meaningless, gross ending. That's a profound, noble purpose. It's a huge blessing, a way of giving back to the cycle of life. And there it is. That's the core lesson that all of nature's teachers are trying to get across to her. This is the central idea. Purpose isn't something you find by yourself for yourself. It's found in how we're all connected and how we serve each other, even in death. And then comes the humble clod of clay who takes care of the worm. She is the perfect embodiment of this lesson. Her whole existence is about giving. And when she sees how sad Thel is, she makes her an offer. Come see this interconnected world for yourself. Come on into my house, the land unknown, which is the world of mortal experience. So Thel, with a bit of hesitation, she accepts the invitation, and she crosses this threshold from her sheltered, innocent world into something totally different. And wow, this is the world of experience. It is nothing like the beautiful, gentle valley she's used to. It's a dark, sad place full of pain and mortality and tears. It's the messy, complicated reality that exists under the pretty surface. And then, from her own future grave, a voice starts up. Maybe it's her own future self. And it just hits her with this terrifying barrage of questions. It's this shocking list about our senses, not as things that bring us joy, but as things that open us up to pain, vulnerability, overwhelming desire, and sheer terror. So, faced with this raw, unfiltered, and frankly frightening reality of what it really means to be alive in a physical body, Thel has to make a choice.
And what does she do? She rejects it. Completely terrified, she lets out a shriek and just fleets. She runs away from the suffering, the complexity, all of it, and doesn't stop until she's right back in her familiar, safe, innocent little world.
And that's where Blake leaves us. We're left to chew on this huge, lingering question. Did Thel make the right choice? Did she preserve her innocence? Or in running away from the pain of life, did she also run away from the chance to find love, to grow, and to find that interconnected purpose she was looking for all along? Well, that's for us to decide.